Hello and welcome. Today, let us settle in for a cozy story about a young woman named Clara and how she discovered the quiet magic of daily routines. This story is perfect for practicing your English, so just relax and listen. Once, in a bustling city filled with endless noise and haste, lived Clara. She was a talented graphic designer, and her life was a whirlwind of last-minute projects, late-night takeout, and unpredictable schedules. She would wake up whenever a deadline screamed at her, often feeling groggy and unprepared for the day. Her apartment was a creative mess, with sketches piled on chairs and coffee cups scattered everywhere. Clara thought this chaos was a sign of her artistic spirit, a necessary part of her creative process. She believed that structure was the enemy of inspiration. One sunny afternoon, while searching for a misplaced design tablet, she stumbled upon an old, dusty journal. It belonged to her grandmother, a woman she remembered as being incredibly calm and always having time for everything. Intrigued, Clara sat down and began to read. The journal wasn't filled with grand adventures or dramatic secrets. Instead, it was a simple, elegant record of her grandmother's daily life. Woke at sunrise. One entry read, "Enjoyed a warm cup of tea while watching the birds. Watered my little garden, began my sewing by 9. A quiet, productive morning. Page after page detailed these simple, consistent actions. A morning walk, a set time for lunch, an hour of reading before bed. It sounded so peaceful, so different from Clara's own frantic existence. Clara felt a strange sense of longing. Could a life with such a predictable rhythm truly be fulfilling? She was skeptical, but a small part of her was curious. That night, instead of working until 3 a.m., she decided to try an experiment. She cleaned up a small corner of her living room, set her alarm for 7 a.m., and laid out her clothes for the next day. It felt a bit silly, a bit too organized, but she did it anyway. The next morning, the alarm felt like an intruder. Her first instinct was to hit snooze, but the memory of her grandmother's journal pushed her out of bed. She made a cup of tea, just like her grandmother had, and sat by the window. The city was just beginning to wake up, and the morning light was soft and gentle. For the first time in years, she wasn't rushing. She had a whole hour before she needed to even think about work. It felt like a small, secret gift of time. She decided to continue the experiment. Each day, she added one small routine. She started with making her bed every morning. It was a tiny task, taking less than 2 minutes, but seeing her neat bed gave her a small sense of accomplishment right at the start of her day. Then she designated a specific time for lunch, away from her computer. Instead of eating while answering emails, she sat at her small dining table and actually tasted her food. Slowly, almost without her noticing, things began to change. Her chaotic apartment started to feel more like a home. With a set time to tidy up each evening, the mess no longer overwhelmed her. Her work improved too. Because she started her day feeling calm and focused, her creativity flowed more freely. She found she could generate better ideas in a few focused hours than she used to in an entire night of frantic work. The structure she had once feared was not a cage. It was a framework that gave her more freedom, not less. One weekend, Claire decided to visit a local park, a routine she had recently added for her Saturdays. As she walked along the path, she noticed the little details she'd always missed before. The way the sunlight filtered through the leaves. The sound of children laughing, the vibrant colors of the flowers. Her mind, no longer cluttered with 1,000 worries about what she should be doing, was free to simply observe and appreciate the world around her. Her lifestyle hadn't transformed overnight. It was a gradual process, built one small habit at a time. The biggest change wasn't external, but internal. The constant feeling of anxiety and being behind had been replaced by a quiet confidence. She learned that a daily routine wasn't about being rigid or boring. It was about creating space in your life. Space to breathe, space to think, and space to be creative. Clara realized her grandmother's secret wasn't about having more time. It was about honoring the time she had. By creating a gentle rhythm for her days, she was taking care of herself. A routine was a form of self-respect. It was telling yourself that you are worthy of a peaceful morning, a nourishing meal, and a restful night's sleep. Her friends noticed the change. "Clara, you seem so relaxed," one of them said over coffee. And your latest designs are your best work yet. What's your secret? Clara smiled. She thought of her grandmother's old journal. It's no secret, really, she replied. I just started making my bed in the morning. Her friend looked confused. But Clara knew that the small act was the first step on a path that had completely reshaped her life. It was the simple, profound power of a daily routine. So the story of Clara teaches us that our daily habits are not just a series of tasks to get through. They are the building blocks of our lifestyle. They shape our mood, our productivity, and our overall well-being. Just like Clara, we can start small. Pick one tiny positive action and add it to your day. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water when you wake up, stretching for 5 minutes, or reading one page of a book before bed. These small, consistent efforts compound over time, leading to a more balanced and fulfilling life. A good routine supports your goals and frees up your mental energy for the things that truly matter. It's about creating a life that feels less like a race and more like a gentle, enjoyable journey. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this cozy story and that it gave you some food for thought. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more stories to help you practice your English. See you next time!